If all we had was a testimony of a crucifixion, then we would have no need to celebrate 3 days later. But I am so glad that not only did he redeem me, but he made me victorious. For he says we are now more than conquerors. We are the head and not the tail. We are blessed going in and blessed coming out. I need somebody to shout, I am more than what I used to be. That is what the resurrection is. Listen to what the Apostle Paul goes on to write. Can I preach this? Listen to what Paul writes in Romans 6, verses 5 and 6, the New International Version. For Paul writes, if we have been united with him like this in death, we will certainly also be united with him in his resurrection. For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body of sin might be done away with. Look at how he concludes this verse, that we should no longer be slaves to sin. Now let me put it in another way. One translation says it in a way that I think you would most appreciate it. And we shall no longer become slaves to our nature. Oh, I wish I had a witness, because there has to be somebody in here that your nature said one thing, but the Word of God said something else. And the reason you are not enslaved to your nature is because Jesus has the victory. Oh, how many of you ever had to tell your flesh to shut up? I know most of you have been holy all your life, and you've never had to deal with real temptations. But the rest of us who've ever had to look the devil square in the eyes, tell the devil, not this time, not this time. And although he knocked you down, you had enough strength to get up and come fall at this altar and say, Father, I stretch my hand to thee. No other help I know. Nothing frees us like the power of the resurrection. Is there at least someone in here this day whose lives have been transformed by what you went through and came out of and lived to tell the story? I just want to make sure I'm in the right church. Are there any testimonies of folk who others buried you, stepped on you, said you would never be anything, but you survived and you have lived to not only tell the story, but to dance on their criticism and to give God a praise for bringing you out? Take 30 seconds and give God a resurrection praise. Woo. Look at somebody and say, baby, I survived the worst of it. And I stand here today to declare it did not kill me, but it made me better. I'm alive. Come on. Give somebody a high five and say, I made it. I made it. Is there anyone? Listen, Reverend Norris Turner, the songwriter, said, I should have been dead, sleeping in my grave, but God made death behave. Woo. Is there anyone in the house that know that God made death behave. When death came after you, God said, hold up. Let me preach to this side of the church. When death came after you, God said, not this one. You better go somewhere else because this one is covered by the blood. Oh. When